Boris Johnson confirms the end of the BBC TV licence, a new boss has been appointed to drain the swamp of the BBC, and we give you the latest on illegal migration. Hello everyone and welcome to today's show. Yesterday we talked to you about the new boss of civil service who's going to be draining the swamp of the establishment with Dominic Cummings. Today we're going to talk to you about the BBC because the Prime Minister has now confirmed that the BBC TV licence is going, and also the new boss has been appointed to drain the swamp of the BBC and the left-wing biased media that we have in this country, but we also have some bad news about illegal migration. But let's start with the BBC.
When I buy a copy of the Mirror, the Mail or the Telegraph, I'm not required to buy a copy of the Guardian, and yet when I want to watch live TV on Sky, Amazon Prime or ITV, I am forced to pay for the BBC. Does the Prime Minister believe that this is a sustainable situation in the medium or longer term?
My honourable friend makes a very interesting point of view that I'm sure shared by many people in this country, but my right honourable friend, the Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport, will be setting out a roadmap shortly for reform of the BBC and addressing the very issue that he mentions.
Well, that's all good news. It's welcoming, and the whole point is, according to my sources in Whitehall, they're saying that the first step is going to be to decriminalise the TV licence, and that's going to be happening very soon as November. So that's the easy part, and the next part is to actually change the funding structure, the way the BBC is obviously getting the money from the taxpayers. That's going to take some time, but the roadmap and the scheduled timetable is going to be announced very soon. But because of the BBC Charter and how it has to be renewed every few years, it will take some time. But as long as we have the guarantee that the TV licence will be reformed, I'm fine. Let's talk about Rule Britannia. As you remember, a couple of weeks ago, BBC said that they want to remove and ban and cancel Rule Britannia and also the Land of Hope and Glory, all the obviously the songs that we have for patriotic songs for this country. Then they said, okay, we'll keep them, but we'll remove the lyrics because they're, controversial and some people are snowflakey. And then because of the pressure that they've been under and how they are now being warned that they're going to lose all their money, the gravy train, the BBC has now made a full U-turn to actually include the lyrics, and in a very patronising way. So the BBC has performed an embarrassing U-turn on its original decision to forbid the singing of Rule Britannia at last night at the Proms. Now, whilst there will be no audience, the corporation has succumbed to public pressure and announced a select group of BBC singers will perform the patriotic piece. They even added that viewers will be free to sing along at home. Well, I'm very glad that the BBC has given us permission to sing along at home. I really wanted to wait to see if the BBC will allow me to sing along because I didn't want to break the rules. But luckily, they have now said that if you're sitting at home watching it, you are allowed to sing along. Are you kidding me? They've said that we've been looking hard at what else might be possible and we have a solution. Both pieces will now include a select group of singers, BBC singers actually. This means the words will be sung in the hall, and as we have always made clear, audience will be free to sing at home. So that's one thing. And then they've also said that we hope everybody will welcome this solution. We think that the night itself will be a very special moment for the country. Yeah, we get it. Now you care about us. And this is all coming at a time when the BBC has just got a new boss. And this boss is actually going to be creating a bit of a shake-up. And we're going to obviously discuss who he is, Tim Davie. This is actually good news, but we have to be obviously cautious about this. We've been receiving a lot of good news recently. Yesterday we had the last couple of days, we had the new chief of civil service. We have Boris Johnson finally waking up and becoming more of a Boris Johnson. Dominic Cummings is back at work wearing a suit. But let's talk about Tim Davie. Yeah, so Tim Davie is now going to be creating a bit of a shake-up. He's now going to be in charge of reforming the BBC TV license, the funding structure, and also he wants to tackle the BBC bias and get rid of certain people and certain shows. Now, one senior Whitehall source has said that the decriminalisation of the licence fee is a done deal. It will be sooner rather than later, but it may be the least of the BBC's worries. One minister has said that there is real optimism that the BBC will come up with a palatable alternative to the licence fee themselves. Now, Team Davie seems to be open to the idea of a subscription model, and his background would certainly suggest that. Now, we know because of all the pressure the BBC are trying to behave now, but not fully. Not everyone in that organisation is listening. Yeah, does he have an example? This is, today and yesterday, all the news about the U-turns. So when it comes to the government, they say U-turn over lockdown easing. And when it comes to the BBC themselves, they say BBC reverses Prom's decision on Rule Britannia. One is a U-turn, one is a reversal. Yeah, definitely not biased, guys. Very professional. Now, Team Davie has also said that left-wing comedy shows will be under threat because he plans a major shake-up because of the way the broadcasters are actually managing these shows. He thinks that comedy broadcast by the BBC is perceived as targeting the Conservative Party more often than it does the left. And this is according to the inside sources that told the Telegraph. Now, the corporation's new Director General is due to outline the issue in his first speech on Thursday, which is today. Now, he has officially taken over from the previous BBC boss, Tony Hall, and the whole point of it is that he hopes that this will restore trust and confidence in the public broadcaster. Now, even Ben Bradley has obviously welcomed the news, the Tory MP who's very much against the BBC and is slammed the BBC recently because of its constant left-wing rants. Now, in addition, comedy panel shows will be expected to include guests with a broader range of views. There will also be a crackdown on BBC journalists expressing their political views on social media. Oh no, somebody should call Lewis Goddell and all the weirdos. They're not going to be too happy. They can't tweet anymore. So I don't mind. The BBC could do whatever they want. As long as Team Davie and Dominic Cummings obviously planning to change the funding structure, as long as I don't fund it and nobody else by force, you could do whatever you want. But at the same time, because of Ofcom, it's good news that Team Davie and the new team actually want to also tackle the bias, because the issue with the BBC is not just the funding, it's the bias, and he's actually want to do this. Again, let's give him a chance. We don't know just yet, so we'll wait for a few months or a year or so to see if he has achieved what he wants to do. Now, even Bill Gardner is talking about how Team Davie believes that the BBC comedy shows are seen to be one-sided and unfairly biased against the Tories, Donald Trump, and Brexit. Now, all this goes back to the first week of September, which is now. This is the first week when everyone's officially back at work, the government is back, Parliament is back, Dominic Cummings is back wearing a suit, and a lot of things are changing. And the next big change is going to be at the Home Office and Priti Patel. We're going to get to that because there's some bad news there. But the whole point of it is that first we elected Boris Johnson. As you know, we've criticised Boris on bad policies. We've also praised him on good policies. It's not a black and white issue. It's best not to be tribal. It's best to be objective. But at the end of the day, he's still the people's prime minister. He's trying his best. And we have Dominic Cummings. So Boris Johnson is not wasn't welcomed by your established politicians. Then Dominic Cummings came along to do a bit of a shake-up, and he wasn't welcomed by your traditional established special advisors and political people. Next, this week, we have the new head of civil service, Simon Case, who is not welcomed by your typical established civil servants because they're all, anti-Simon Case, anti-common sense and anti-sound policies. And now we have Team Davie, the new BBC boss, who's not welcomed by your typical established left-wing BBC staff. So all these things are changing in 1 week. And so obviously it's great news, but the Home Office are messing up as usual. Yes, yesterday we had 409 people reaching the UK. This is a record, the largest number we had for one day who came to Dover, and the border force obviously had to intervene and stop them. Now, according to obviously the Home Office, they have said that hundreds of other boats and people were actually stopped in the water, whilst others, which is this 409 migrants, actually managed to land on beaches. So they have at least tried to stop hundreds of others as well. So it could have been a lot more, but somehow they messed up and 409 migrants managed to arrive at Dover, and this brings the total number who have successfully made the journey this year to more than 5,600. Now, this is a bit of a messed up situation. As you know, Nigel Farage has been covering this, a number of others have been covering this. Priti Patel has lost her patience. She's been going around the Home Office shouting at people and trying to change some of the stuff that they're doing. Now, there's one issue with the border force and to stop the migrants and the boats and turn them around. The second issue is Priti's new policies the new move is to return them as soon as possible. Then you have the left-wing lawyers in this country, the woke ones, stopping deportations. I don't understand why this is happening. So this is the biggest problem we have. We can't stop the boats because we're stopping some of them, but you can't stop all of them because the wave is huge. And if they arrive, we now struggle to send them back because of our left-wing lawyers and courts. Now, obviously, Boris Johnson has now said that the UK is a target and magnet for people traffickers and has now promised to change the actual law to help tackle the crisis. And Priti Patel herself has already acted. So this happened yesterday, and today she's just started to return the actual migrants. So 11 Channel migrants are now flying back to Spain, despite the 11th hour dubious challenge. The Home Office source has said that despite best efforts of the activist lawyers and all the typical European countries and especially the French authorities, they managed to actually kick out some of the people who entered this country illegally, and because they have no right to be here. Well, that's good news because they decided this time to act quicker, so they don't give time to the left-wing lawyers to create a case. So 409 people came. As of the moment I'm making this video, 11 has now been returned quickly. This is a big problem. 11 out of 409 is not enough, obviously. But Boris and Priti are putting more pressure on the Home Office and the Border Force to see what they can do, because this changing the law thing is taking some time, guys. And at the same time, we as taxpayers have to fund the actual cases and for the migrants and also their accommodations and everything else and the process that they have to go through. So again, the people who want to enter this country legally, they're being undermined. The actual local people in this country and their livelihood is also being undermined because you can just go wherever you want, apparently. There's no law and order. So we'll have to wait and see. So we had some good news. There are some changes that's happening this week with the civil service, the BBC, the government. The next big thing to focus on is the Home Office and illegal migration. Thanks again for watching, everybody. As usual, most of you know we have a new daily schedule, which we're just announcing now. I'm going to put the actual schedule at the end of the video so you can actually get used to it. Hopefully towards the end of this week or early next week, we're going to actually start officially to actually work on it. 2 videos a day. We're going to have the news show and everything else for the members. Some of the videos are for the members, the others are obviously open. If you want to support the channel, become a member, and then obviously check out the link in the description, or just go on youtube.com/mytc/join. But also, brand new information. We have our official merch finally ready. We got the new merchandise site that's now open on YouTube, but also I'll put the link in the description again underneath the membership, so you can check out our new t-shirts, mugs, phone cases, and everything else that we have for you guys. Obviously everything you buy will go towards supporting the channel and the team that we have here now. Most of you have now met Lacey on camera, our new producer, to continue our work. The new message is that don't watch the mainstream media, because we are the media. I'm ITC. I'll see you guys in the next video.